Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we are taking a look at a brand new Pokemon in Pokemon Go. As of today, Niantic just released Barbaracle, and honestly it has a really cool moveset that I'm really excited for. So Barbaracle is a water and rock type Pokemon, and for a moveset it's running Fury Cutter, Cross Chop, and Stone Edge, so it honestly has really nice coverage in the current meta. I decided to pair it with Altaria and XL Diggersby and try it out in the Remix Cup. Hopping into the first match, picking up an absolutely horrible lead, so we are going to save swap into our Barbaracle. The Bastiodon is staying in, so we're actually going to go for the Cross Chop here, because in all even shield scenarios, Barbaracle actually beats Bastiodon. They get scared, they come in with their Drift Blade, we're going to go straight for the Stone Edge. Does he know? Oh, he does not. All he can get to is an Icy Wind. We can let this go. We resist Icy Wind, so we're chilling there. And now we have flipped switch advantage from an absolutely horrendous lead. They come back in with the Bastiodon, and we're going to start going for these cross chops again. We actually get a shield. Barbaracle is going on an absolute rampage through this man's team right now. Another cross chop lands, and they are able to farm down. Now that we have flipped switch, we're going to be able to line up our Diggersby with the Bastiodon, which is the alignment that we want. They have a Charizard in the back, and we can counter with an Altaria. And honestly, we're in a really good spot here. Our goal is to take the Charizard down to basically 1 HP and to actually lose the matchup, so that way his Bastiodon doesn't get any extra farm. We're able to get the shield, which is absolutely fantastic. We're going to shield here. We're going to farm him down to 1 HP and then wait for him to take us out. Alright, we wait, and this Dragon Claw will take us out. And from here, we are going to be able to Mud Shot down with the Diggersby, and then we're going to be able to kill the Bastiodon with an Earthquake. So as you can see, despite having probably Altaria's hardest counter in the lead, able to get the win thanks to the Barbaracle save swap. Hopping to the next match. An Obstagoon. Is this double charm? It's double charm. As y'all saw in my last video, I got absolutely wrecked with double charm, but today I have a plan to beat it. Their first charmer that they bring in, I'm going to bring in Diggersby, specifically because Diggersby has a better matchup versus Charm in the 2 shield than Barbaracle does. We get the shield. Also, I get a notification from Quiznos telling me about a new sandwich, so shout out Quiznos. Not sponsored, but they make good food. Alright, and we are going to double up on the fire punches here, and they are going to let it go. And the important thing is they actually did commit 1 shield, because Barbaracle can beat a lot of Charmers in the 1 shield, specifically if they have a Lowland Ninetales, which they do. It's Barbaracle time. What we have to do is we're going to have to bait with a cross chop. They're likely to shield just because they don't know what we have, and then this will allow us to get to the Stone Edge. We get to the Stone Edge. Y'all want to see a Ninetales disappear? Get out of here. Goon comes back in and concedes the match before I can even bring in my Altaria. Let's go. Alright, Politoed lead. We know the drill here. For a Politoed lead, we basically just dare them to Blizzard us. Because, honestly, I found that a lot of people aren't running Blizzard, or if they do, they like to bait. So this is the easiest no shield of my life. Weather Ball, yeah, we're chilling now. They have their own Altaria, and we're going to counter with our Barbaracle. Charge move coming through. I shielded up. This is definitely a mistake. I'm a rock type, so I am going to be resisting that move. And we're going to be going straight for the Stone Edge. The Stone Edge lands. It does crazy damage. And we're able to Fury Cutter down a flying type. And Barbaracle is going to start just launching these Stone Edges. Look at that damage. And he just quits. He has no answer to Barbaracle. Oh my goodness. Mandibuzz lead. Okay, this is a very close lead. They save swap into a Jellicent. We are going to be going for the Sky Attack, and then we're going to try and catch an Ice Beam onto our Barbaracle. We switch, and unfortunately they didn't throw. So you hate to see it. That is definitely unfortunate. they are going to go for the Shadow Ball. But as you can see, we generate energy so quickly with Fury Cutter. We are already at a Stone Edge. Stone Edge comes through. That does a nice chunk of damage. And we're actually going to shield this up. We're going to try and go for that farm down here. Come on. And they bring in a Politoed, and we're able to get to a Stone Edge. Okay, this is big. So my opponent didn't want to get farmed down, but we're able to land the Stone Edge. And as you can see, Stone Edge hits so hard from this thing. Oh my goodness. And now we're actually going to bring in Diggersby. And you might be like, HomeSlice, why are you bringing in Diggersby into a water type? The reason being, Diggersby has absolutely no play against Mandibuzz. So my thinking is I should just get rid of the Diggersby here. I do get a little greedy, so unfortunately I'm just going to have to let this go and then come in with the Altaria. Alright, let's go. Come on, Altaria, take us to where we want to go. We're going to shield at the first one. We're probably going to want to take one, but as you can see, the Dragon Breaths do add up quite a bit, and we're able to get the shield. This is great. The nice thing is Altaria is quite tanky. That is one really nice thing about using it in the Great League, is it has a very high stat product. So it can take a lot of hits. And Mandibuzz is not attack weighted. So we can take this next move, and we're going to overfarm, and now we're going to go for the Sky Attack. If they bring back in the Politoed, we need to throw. We'll wait and see. It's the Politoed we have to throw. I believe we can Dragon Breath down the Jellicent, because the Jellicent does have less health. Jellicent comes back in, and we're able to Dragon Breath down and take the win. Let's go. All right, a really rough lead in the next game. This is really not one that we want to see. Drifblim, yikes. Reason being, Drifblim also has a really good matchup against our Diggersby. So things are not looking great for us. They are, of course, going to shield, but as you can see, the Dragon Breath really starts to add up. So our goal here is we're going to try and get shields and maybe catch an Icy Wind onto Barbaracle. I think that's probably going to be our best course here. And they actually let that one through, and we're able to catch onto Barbaracle. This is big, and they actually let the move through, which is awesome. And now they're going to bring in a Toxicroak. I can only get to one move, and Stone Edge, since its stab, is going to do more damage than one Cross Chop. They're able to farm us down, and we have successfully baited out the counter type. So the main goal of this team is Barbaracle and XL Diggersby share a lot of the same weaknesses. As in, they both at least take either neutral or super effective from water. They both take super effective from counter. And they both take, well, one takes single super effective, one takes double super effective from grass. So since they share a lot of common typings, and Altaria does well against all of those typings, then it is a pretty standard ABB team. See what they have in the back. Whoa, they have a Kanto Rapidash going straight for the EQ. They call the bait and get absolutely wrecked. Let's go. All right, hopping into the next one. Altaria into, oh no, Ninetales. This is absolutely horrible. We're going to safe swap into our Barbaracle, and we're met with a Medicham. This is really not good. My goal is I'm going to try and bait, because hopefully they get scared since they don't know what we have, and then we can go for the Stone Edge. This should do some solid damage here, to be 100% honest. Oh, and they double shield. Okay, this is actually big for us. This is big. We were able to get both shields just due to my opponent's unfamiliarity with the moveset that this has. Another interesting fact is this Pokemon also can get Skull Bash. It's not a move that I was running in particular, but it's a move that you can probably use to really surprise your opponents. And the nice thing is we are able to take out this Medicham, so that should be the biggest counter to Diggersby down. And they're actually staying in here with the Alolan Ninetales, so they may be weak to Diggersby in the back. Weather Ball, of course, would hurt quite a bit, and we're going to go straight for the Earthquake. And they have their own Diggersby, but our switch timers are actually off kilter here. So we are going to need to take advantage of that to win this match. And we're actually going to go for a Fire Punch, specifically because I want to leave with some energy, but I need to burn my switch clock. Okay, and we are able to hop into the Altaria, and they are forced to throw because their switch clock is not up yet. It'll be coming up soon. Ninetales comes out, and Ninetales is going to be able to farm down here. Unfortunately, Diggersby has a move, so I need to try and leave with a move loaded if possible. We are going to go for the Fire Punch, and we're going to build to 2. So this is going to come down to CMP. Mine is an XL Diggersby, so it has a very low attack stat, so this probably won't go in my favor. Oh, and we lose the CMP. So a hard counter lead, and we were almost able to come back from it. Unfortunately, just a lost CMP at the end. All right, hopping into the next match, Bastiodon. A horrible lead, safe swap Barbaracle. All right, it's a Mew. We're going to go straight for the Stone Edge. And if Mew is their best counter to Barbaracle, then we should honestly be in a pretty good spot for Diggersby to close endgame. They do go for a Surf, and they're going to go for a second Surf. We're just going to let this go. We have successfully baited it out, and at this point in the match, we've gotten a shield. And that's honestly our main goal, is we got a shield. And we're just going to farm down here and not shield because health on our Altaria is useless with the Bastiodon in play. They're going to come back in with it. We're going to instantly swap into Diggersby, and they have a Jellicent. And this is actually really, really solid for us. Since we are up a shield, we are in a really good spot. Because the move that's going to do the most damage to us is definitely going to be the Ice Beam from Jellicent as opposed to anything from Bastiodon. So we are going to commit both shields. So you can see we are very carefully timing our charge moves to not let any extra fast moves through from the opponent. And we are going to shield this up, of course, and then so long as we can get to an Earthquake before they get to their third Ice Beam, which we definitely can. And, ooh, I forgot about that. So we actually come in with the Altaria. We bank the Earthquake. So this way, we can have an Earthquake stored. We are going to go for the Sky Attack. This won't quite bring it into Earthquake range, I believe, but it's going to be very, very close. And then we're going to go for the Earthquake on Diggersby, and I believe this should leave it just with a couple HP left, which it does. Fortunately, we shielded the 2 moves that could do the most damage to us. Flamethrower does absolutely nothing, and we're able to take the win. So again, even with a hard counter lead, still able to get the win. Let's go. All right, hopping into the next match, an absolutely terrible lead in a Wigglytuff. They're going to save swap into a Politoed. But the good news is they actually gave us a huge energy lead, so we're able to land this Stone Edge. This is absolutely fantastic, and I'm hoping that the opponent may get greedy here since they don't know the counts, and we're able to get to a Cross Chop. This is huge because we can probably pressure a shield out of them, and that is the main goal of the Barbaracle safe swap. It's not necessarily to win switch, although if you can win switch, great, but if you can win shield advantage, XL Diggersby does exceedingly well at closing endgame with shield advantage. And here we're able to fully farm down, which is great. Bastiodon comes out, and now we know our XL Diggersby is going to be able to close this game. Because my opponent's 2 remaining Pokemon both have pretty poor matchups against XL Diggersby. We land the Earthquake, which is huge, and now we can just go for Fire Punches against this Wigglytuff. First Fire Punch does get the shield, and my opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. So again, a Charmer into Altaria, Barbaracle safe swap, getting the win. Let's go. Another Bastiodon. Hey, you know what? We're here, man. Barbaracle safe swap. Let's do this thing. Sableye comes out. They don't know what moveset we have. So I'm going to shield this up, and I'm actually going to bait because I'm willing to bet that they're going to shield whatever the first move is, but after they see it's a Cross Chop, they're going to be like, oh, I don't have to fear Cross Chop, and they're not going to shield the second one. But this is when I go for the Stab Stone Edge. Watch this. And we take switch, get finessed. Let's go. They have Altaria. Oh no, don't get Stone Edged, young man. Don't get Stone Edged. Let's go. Okay. Unfortunately, the Stone Edge is shielded up, and they have a ton of energy. So this game is not over by any means. We were able to flip switch, but that Altaria has so much energy that this is actually going to be kind of rough. They bring in the Bastiodon, and we are going to bring in the Diggersby. We can take whatever move they have. We're really not worried about that. Flamethrower lands. And we're going to go for the Earthquake. Earthquake is going to be doing some nice damage, but the only issue is I'm now switch locked in here. So Altaria is going to be able to get a huge amount of farm. I'm going to try and throw as many fire punches as possible to try and stall the clock. But as you can see, fire punches do absolutely nothing. Diggersby is an absolutely miserable matchup against Altaria. This is pretty similar to if you've ever been a Groudon against a Dragonite in the Master League. Then you know the pain. As you can see, they're able to get to 2 from all that farm. Come on, just let me get my Sky Attack. Oh, I just can't get there. We're going to need 2 fire punches here. Come on. Okay, we're at the first. One more Mud Shot. Come on, here we go. One more Mud Shot, and we lose CMP. Oh, no. So from a hard counter lead, we were almost able to come back and win, and unfortunately just lost CMP at the end. All right, hopping into the next match. Altaria and Diggersby, this is an amazing lead for us. Absolutely phenomenal lead. They bring in a Sableye. So my goal is I'm going to go for the Sky Attack, and then I'm going to counter with my own Diggersby, because Diggersby, thanks to it being a normal type, these Shadow Claws are going to be doing absolutely nothing. They're going to go for the Foul Play, and they should get to another one right here, but we can tank Foul Plays absolutely all day. All right, and then we're going to count, and we're going to throw on our 4th Mud Shot after their double Foul Play, and Earthquake takes them out. This is perfect. So we have shield advantage and switch advantage. We are in a really comfortable position. And since we overfarmed by 1, we are actually able to outpace them to the Earthquake, and this is going to be doing a nice amount of damage to their Diggersby. We're actually going to switch into Barbaracle here, because I had a feeling that Diggersby may be useful later. I shield up the Earthquake, so nice call there. And this is too fast. This is a Fire Punch. I can let this go. Fire Punch is going to do absolutely nothing, and we're going to build up to the double Cross Chops. All right, it's Cross Chop time. Let's go. It lands, does a solid amount of damage. They throw here again, not an Earthquake, so I'm not going to shield this. This is why counting can be super important. But they have in back a Ninetales, the Alolan, and now we can just Stone Edge this. We do get a shield, but look at the energy generation from Fury Cutter, Barbaracle, Stone Edge. Get out of here, Alolan Ninetales. Barbaracle closing the game with style. All right, hopping into the next match. Altaria into Drapion. Holy spice. We are up against a Spice Lord, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely love seeing Spice. And honestly, in the Remix Cup, there's not a lot of spice going on. So props to you. Big, big props. All right, we're going to switch into our Barbaracle. Unfortunately, not able to catch the poison move. We caught a Crunch, but we're able to bait out a Deoxys. This is good. Baiting out the Deoxys here is very, very useful. We're going to go for the Stone Edge. Unfortunately, they shield it. You hate to see it. We do have a shield advantage, but Altaria is in Rock Slide range, so this is a little tough, and they have Rock Slide. Come on, get to the Sky Attack. Oh, no. Okay, this is not good. We're going to have to double shield Altaria. This was a mistake where, unfortunately, I let my Altaria get too low before I safe swapped into Barbaracle, so now I have to commit a lot of shields. I try and catch. Unfortunately, they decide not to throw. And I'm going to scare him here with this Fire Punch. It's not going to kill. I mean, it's a defense Deoxys, but it scares them into switching out. They have a Beedrill in the back. Okay, this feels doable. We can tank a Drill Run. Drill Run honestly doesn't do much to Diggersby at all. Look at how beefy XL Diggersby is. Oh my goodness. We land a Fire Punch. We overfarm by a bit and go for a second Fire Punch. That takes it out. Deoxys, of course, coming back in to throw. Rock Slide. And, ooh, do we survive this? Rock Slide. We barely do. Drapion comes in. We're able to get to the EQ. I, for some reason, forgot Drapion was on like 0 HP. So I was like, I have to get to the EQ. Turns out it was on like 0 HP. So I threw just a BM Earthquake accidentally. Apologies to my opponent. Another Bastiodon lead. They were everywhere. Oh my goodness. and they do an amazing catch onto their Pelipper. Holy crap, what a catch. Honestly, very well done, but the nice thing is I can get a shield here, which is really, really good, because we can tank a Weather Ball. That's the nice thing about being water and rock type, is we only take neutral. They're probably going to try and farm us down. We just can't get to the Stone Edge, so we're going to try and bluff, be like, hey, it's a Stone Edge, please shield this, and they don't. You hate to see it, but the important thing, again, if you noticed, we got a shield. Barbaracle safe swap, getting the shield, and we're able to get the Pelipper out of the way, so we baited out their biggest Diggersby counter, and they're not going to be able to get to a second Hurricane, so we can let this go, and we can save our shields for endgame. We're able to farm down, which is great, and now we come in with our Diggersby, and they have Wigglytuff and Bastiodon in the back, so we are going to be able to win this game. We land the Earthquake, and now from here, it's just straight Fire Punch time. We're going to overfarm quite a bit of energy, and then we're going to start spamming out these Fire Punches. Gets the shield, going for another Fire Punch. I believe this doesn't quite kill, but from here we can just farm down, and then we have 2 shields, and Bastiodon is going to have to try and farm us down, which is really not going to go well for Bastiodon. We're able to land it, and able to get to the Fire Punch. So despite another Bastiodon lead into our Altaria, we are able to get the win, and even with a little 2-shield flex on him. Let's go. All right, hopping into the final match against the Nidoqueen. Very, very cool Spice. We do have to watch for the Stone Edge here. Stone Edge would hit like an absolute truck. All right, Sky Attack lands. Okay, this is good. This is good. We're going to shield it up because this is undoubtedly the Stone Edge, which it is, and they bring out Sableye. Here, I arguably should have gone instantly into Diggersby, but I did want to try and get a shield first. So we are able to get a shield, and now we're going to hop into Diggersby. I believe this is a return, right? Yep, okay. It's a return, but XL Diggersby, as you can see, is so incredibly beefy. We just eat a return like it's nothing. It's absolutely crazy. We're able to land the Earthquake and take them out. They have an Empoleon in the back. We're going to go for the Earthquake since we're only getting to 1 move. They are, of course, going to commit the shield. They do commit the shield. And they built up quite a bit of energy here. We are going to come in with our Barbaracle. And the nice thing, again, we only take neutral, so we can take this Hydro Cannon. As you can see, we survive it, honestly, pretty well. And now we're going to go for the Cross Chop. This isn't going to kill, but it is going to get the Empoleon very low. They come in with the Nidoqueen. We come in with our Altaria. Altaria is able to farm down, and the opponent concedes the match. So all in all, Barbaracle in the Great League Remix Cup. How did it do? Honestly, I was pretty impressed with it on the safe swap. I felt like it had a lot of potential to be, somewhat of a really unexpected core breaker, and it has a very, very cool moveset. As I mentioned, as opposed to the moves that it has access to, as opposed to the moves that I used, it has access to Skull Bash as well, so it can honestly be a bit of a Swiss Army knife. Now, the downsides, it is fairly glassy. So unfortunately, it's not the tankiest. Like as you saw, I could beat Alolan Ninetales in the 1 shield, but if they have 2 shields, then I'm just going to get charmed down. But all in all, I do think it is a solid off-meta pick. It's nothing meta-defining, but it honestly has a decent amount of play. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new and enjoying the videos, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you to our members here on YouTube. The support has been absolutely unreal. So thank you guys oh so very much, and I will see you in the next one.